some of the problem is if we, I mean, we've taken all of today to harvest this field so far. Apart from a little bit of work on the sugar beet field, which was really the worker was doing the thing while we prepared the sunflower harvester. But yeah, this entire episode has been harvesting sunflowers effectively. And on something like the old stream farm, that's not even a thing. It's 10 minutes to harvest a field, 10 minutes to harvest the next field, you're kind of done. So maybe you get artificial and you say, okay, well, we're going to play at times 15 or times 5 speed so that the days pass faster. So there's not, I'm not done with harvest in one day. It takes me 3 days because time's passing faster. It's another pretty good guess. I'm getting good at this. So, but it's things I do. And then when it gets to, something like the cornfields of Minnesota or whatever, I get bored with that as well, because it's sort of, okay, we're going to do a corn harvest and it's going to take me 9 real-time hours to do the corn harvest on one field, and that gets tedious as well after a while. I think a mid-sized farm with a fair number of fields is usually a good compromise. And we're going to be doing sunflowers all this stream, but I might do a little bit off camera tomorrow to get the sunflowers mostly done. Or I might do a little bit more jumping around off camera and get the sugar beets done as well. I don't always do that. It depends how I feel about how the stream's gone. And it's sort of with the sugar beets, it's sort of okay. So I spent all of last week's episode, or not all of it, but a lot of last week's episode running the sugar beets. And if I hadn't done some off-camera work, I think I did about 5 hours of sugar beet harvesting over the course of this week. So that would have been 2 more streams of sugar beet harvesting. Sort of, I don't want to drag it out that long. Not in one single field. So here I've guessed really badly, and we have 1 to 2 rows left there. How's the tank looking? Oh, not too bad. This bit on the end here, so it's about the right size. Yes, and then we'll head back down to the truck to unload. Actually, why bother? Probably go up to the next field and start on that one. Whatever. There we go. Truck's very close to full, but oh, wrong one. That one. Oh, try going forwards. That's always a good plan. Of course, the other problem with having bigger equipment is fitting through gaps like this. Huh. Oh, you know what I think? Yeah. I think that the script that prevents bales from going through hedges also prevents headers from going through hedges unless you're able to shimmy through them carefully. Okay. So again, we'll run around the field 3 times. Now this field is, the other one was 9 hectares, this is about 5, so we could probably make it round the field close to twice. Maybe more, because this really looks like another bad soil field. But if I can get back to the entry, if I can get round twice, then we'll be in a good position to unload into the truck. Not that I think that the truck has the capacity at the moment. It's very close to full. We'll be able to see what 9 hectares of sunflowers generates. All those potatoes to harvest. They're not ready today. It's a good thing. They're definitely looking at this rate. We'll be done with this before late afternoon. It's 2 o'clock now, and we did the other field in 2 hours. This one should take us less than an hour, or probably a little over an hour. Be about just before 4 by the time we finish. We'll be able to get the sugar beets completed. And then, is it supposed to rain? No, it's full sunshine tomorrow. So we'll be able to cut the clover tomorrow. Bale that up, wrap it, and see how much we need to store back at the yard. Got 2 fields in that. They're 2 fields down by the main road, so we're going to have to traipse them back to the yard regardless. Oh no, it's field 5. It's the one next to the lower sheep field. So maybe field 5 will transport all the bales from 5 back to the farm, and then the other field will transfer all of the bales down to the BGA for sale. It's probably a good plan. Oh, we're over halfway full. We suddenly hit a good patch of soil, so our yield is quite substantially better on this side than it was on the other side. A bit, but that is really, we're not going to make it round a second time. I think maybe what I'll do here brakes on, and let's Let's go find the truck. $41,000 plus whatever's in the silos. I'm not even sure that's going to make a full load for this truck either. Let's fill up over the rear axle. So 41,000 plus what's in the silo. Sunflowers. Oh, we only did 89,000 litres of sunflowers from that one field. This one, potentially a truckload, and we are full. Oh, sorry, the harvester is empty, so okay. Move up here a little bit. So you have to drive up here quite a lot. Get a few hundred litres. And then I won't be able to turn the truck around. Whatever. We'll go round the field. We're empty, so we'll make it all the way round at least once. I could take the truck as is, but that's me not harvesting the headland while I'm doing that, so I'm not really saving any time if I just keep driving. We'll come round. Might make it round twice this time. It's kind of surprising how much of a difference each circuit of the headland makes to how full the tank gets. Try not to miss any. Remember to feed the sheep before nightfall, because otherwise I think its bramble field is going to start suffering. Probably check best prices for sunflowers and for sugar beets. I think they're both mid-winter. There is the possibility that the sunflower seeds may not be at their best price until late spring. I can't remember. I thought there was one crop that was a thing for. And I missed again. I think we will be looking at, and obviously I don't know weight, all we're doing is litres, so I think we're going to be at 120,000 litres, maybe 130. So in pounds money, again, you're looking at current prices there. Go sunflowers. Oh, the best price is right around here, which is $14.50. So if we get 120,000, 130,000, we are potentially looking at around £200,000 income from the sunflowers. If I go back here, we look at where's the triticale? there. Triticale, we've got 315,000 litres, and currently 578. Triticale, here somewhere. I think. Boosters on. Oh. So yeah, the chips. Where's the? Am I going crazy? Try spell Triticale. There we go. Best price is around here and is about 700. So 700 times 3 is 300. Of 365. 370. So that's about 260,000 income from that. That's a good amount of money. And then the big one is the sugar beets, where I've got another 30,000 plus what's on the field, so potentially 400,000 litres. And the best price for that is there. Again, over here, we're looking at about 260. But we've got 400,000 litres of sugar beets for one field, whereas the Triticale were two big fields, including our biggest field. Sunflowers, we're getting about the same money, I think, from two fields which were slightly smaller than the Triticale. So, yeah. It's also, the other thing to think about is the Triticale produced straw, which we've already sold and got the benefit from. What am I going to do with the money? Well, number one is we're buying Field 7 so that we've got enough room to expand our sheep holdings. Because we have 500 sheep and we've got capacity for 1,000 at the moment, and we are probably going to produce more than 500 this year. I think. But we'll have a very good idea on how much we end up with. Up to 56,000 litres. But after we've bought this field here for sheep expansion, I'm going to be looking at probably fields in this area. 23, 24, 29, 28, 31, 30, and figuring out what's the most amount of land I can buy. So obviously something like field 30, that costs $1 million. I'm not sure I'm going to have a spare $1 million. 28 costs 500,000. So maybe I can afford this field and this field. If not, maybe 24 and 31 and 7. But I'm going to be juggling around here, just finding a couple of fields that I can grow stuff in. But the current year expansion is going to be land. As I've said, we've got the equipment that we have is sufficient for what we're doing right now. We've harvested the sunflowers in one day. I think the Triticale took us a couple of days, but that's because we were baling and strawing. Baling the straw and selling it. If I'd not bothered with the straw and just chopped it and left it, then maybe we could have done the Triticale in one day as well. So one day to do a harvest of two fields. I'm not panicking yet. Now, if it took me 4 days to do it, I'd be panicking, because at that point, if I get 3 days of rain in the fall, it could be a problem, or something along those lines. So long as we're not fighting against the weather, we're good for now. It would be nice to get a bigger harvester, because then things happen faster, but it's not a critical thing at this time. Possibly getting another mid-sized tractor and grain trailer would be nice to do, but it's not something I'm really, really, really desperate for. Now, obviously, as we start buying fields further from the farm and carting takes longer, having more vehicles carting is going to make the job less painful. But yeah, land's this year's main thing. Plus, we've still got to buy the potato harvesting equipment too. It's not a big field, but we've got that little field there of potatoes to harvest. I have downloaded, what is it? Global Company, and the potato washing stuff. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to bother using that. It's a possibility. It's a possibility we could do, and maybe adding that if I can sort and wash the potato, or wash and sort the potatoes, and there's still capacity in the farm silo to store premium potatoes, maybe we'll do that. Though we're going to end up with a load of pig food that I can't do anything with. And I would have to buy Oak Glen Farm in order to do pigs. You can make more money from premium potatoes, so it's not a bad idea. I'm just not sure I'm going to take that route. Also depends how painful the harvesting all the potatoes is going to be this year. As I said, it's only a small field, and it's really not a field you could bring the self-propelled potato harvester into either. So, but yeah, our tractor, our farming operation is really mostly tractor based. Apart from this truck, the harvester, we're doing our beet harvests with a tractor. We'll be doing our potato harvest with a tractor. Could get out the big tractor and start cultivating that field now that we're done. I need to consider that. If I'm putting cereals on these two fields, I'm probably gonna want to get the slurry spreader running. Maybe I want to do that as soon as possible. The problem is getting, transporting all the slurry that we're going to need. I don't have all the kit available because we're carting and shuffling stuff around. I'm going to jump over here. So pH value is perfect. Nitrogen 120. When we go over here, it's 160 of 120. So we lost 60 kilos per hectare harvesting the sugar beets. I think this field here probably won't show it because we're now oilseed radish. Nitrogen is 40. The other field kind of want to test is this one. I can't remember what the nitrogen is in this one either. And I may have lost it. I may have to go back into the video archives to see what the best what am I doing? Oh, there we are. Need to find what the best nitrogen. Why did I do that? That's okay. Let's pay attention to what I'm doing. Yeah, I need to figure out what the best nitrogen levels was for triticale and make notes of that. Although I think for the most part cereals all have the same nitrogen requirements, which is quite high. Sunflowers, as we've seen, is 120. I think clover's much lower. Grass is up 200, 180 to 200, depending on soil type. So every time you mow the grass, you are going to have to spend money on fertilizer if you want to maintain that yield. I think for those two fields we had the triticale in, it's because they're going to be planted with oilseed. That's coming out of what? That we're using the planter for, which carries its own fertilizer. So I expect a small top up of fertilizer into that those fields. But for these two fields, once we seed them using the seeder, we're going to have to go in with a fertilizer to top up what's in there. Okay.